Hi, Steve. I am honored to recognize you, not just as a leader in the field of gerontology, but also as a mentor and a friend to so many who are here today.
Steve's impact on the field of gerontology cannot be overstated. His theory and research have shaped hundreds of programs and practices aimed at caregivers. Steve's ideas have spread through a giant web of scholars, practitioners, policymakers to improve individual and family lives for the better.
All of you are aware that Steve has had a very productive career. As of this morning, he has published over 400 papers, chapters, and books.
His 1980 paper, Relatives of the Impaired Elderly, Correlates of Feelings of Burden, would turn out to be one of the most cited works in the field of gerontology, with over 4,600 citations.
He shifted the paradigm from focusing on a dementia patient's behaviors to looking at the caregiver's perspective. He brought to light the stress and burden that family members incur when trying to help a loved one through the declines of dementias.
He was also one of the first to study the role of adult daycare in alleviating some of the psychological and physical burdens on caregivers.
I think he would shake his head in disbelief over his own productivity. Over 400 publications, 9 books, hundreds of co-authored research articles, 18 NIH grants, a whopping 11 awards from various societies and universities, federal, state, and local organizations.
What you might not know is that Steve was able to maintain this incredible level of productivity while fulfilling major administrative roles, including the chair of our undergraduate and graduate programs, director of the Gerontology Center, director of 2 NIA training programs, and for 11 consecutive years, the head of our Department of Human Development and Family Studies.
Steve, there is no one who embodies the Kleemeier Award more than you do. Your contributions to the field are legendary in research, teaching, and mentoring. But the most important thing you need to know about Steve Zarit is his deep love and passion for Star Trek and Bruce Springsteen.
You've been a teacher, a father, and, okay, I'll say it, the captain of our own USS Enterprise. And you've taken your crew to boldly go where no one has gone before.
Thank you, Steve, for your countless contributions to the discipline and to all of those who have had the lucky privilege to be connected to you and Judy.
Thank you, Steve, for being such an amazing colleague, friend, and mentor to the entire field of gerontology. Clearly, you were born to run.
As the recipient of this award, you embody Dr. Kleemeier's spirit of the highest level of scholarship, and you have achieved this with integrity, collaboration, humility, and purpose. Congratulations, Steve. We love you. Live long and prosper.
I attended my first GSA conference in 1969, and I've attended almost every meeting since. GSA has been central to my career, and to be recognized by my peers this way means a great deal. Like many of you, I didn't go to graduate school to study aging, but I discovered it. I was a student at the Committee on Human Development at the University of Chicago, and I quickly realized that the exciting part of the program was the work being done on aging. I was able to take classes and work with a stellar faculty, including Bernice Newgarten and Sheldon Tobin, and particularly Bob Kahn. Bob was a pioneering clinical geropsychologist who provided a vision of how we could better the lives of older people and their families, even for people suffering from chronic and debilitating conditions, what was then called chronic organic brain syndrome. Our careers unfold sometimes just by chance events. After graduate school, I joined the faculty at the brand new Leonard Davis School of Gerontology at USC and found myself running a small community outreach program for older people and their families. Many of the people who came in were caring for a parent or spouse with dementia. It may be hard to believe now, but very little was written about caregiving at that time. And so 2 students, Julie Bach and Karen Reaver, and I undertook a small study on caregiving burden. This study opened up a path of research which has occupied me throughout my career. I have many people I'd like to thank and can't recognize all of them today. Special thanks go to my colleagues who nominated me, Karen Fingerman, Dave Almeida, and Elia Ortenberg. I also want to give special thanks to my former graduate students and postdocs, many of whom are here. They were a big part of all the research I did, and they deserve part of this award. I'm particularly proud that two of my former students, Carol Whitlatch and Frank Inferna, are giving award talks at this meeting. I had wonderful colleagues over the years, first at USC, then at Penn State where I was for 32 years, and at my home away from home, the Institute for Gerontology in Jönköping, Sweden. I also want to thank my wife Judy, a fellow gerontologist whose ideas, suggestions, and support enriched my work. Thank you all.